It's about that time. 3 power adders, 1 track, 1 day. Let's see you do it with it. Today's the day we find out which one's faster. The supercharger and methanol setup or the nitrous setup on this stock speed density Ford Mustang. Race season is among us. Today's our first test and tune of 2021. Let's get to the track and do some testing. All right, so before we load this thing up, I got to make sure that I got my bottle heater and the proper stuff to hook up my nitrous. For those of you just joining the channel, this is my dad's blue 1988 Ford Mustang LX 5.0. This car is a speed density car, meaning that there has been no tuning involved. And how we have achieved that is, back in the day, back in the 90s, you had pretty much an FMU to deal with most of the time. And there was actually works pretty good. But to give you some idea, Dad's car is all about, it's basically a bone stock motor intake to oil pan. And I put a 30-year-old Vortech A-trim that makes about 7 pounds of boost on it. If there's one thing you know about my channel is raw. And there's one thing I like to do is I'm very competitive and I like to test and break and push limits. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, my whole channel is derived around stock block, stock bottom end stuff. Even though the black car and the white car has kind of gone away from that a little bit, that's what makes the beauty of Dad's car so important. We're gonna stick to our natural tradition, racing that car all the time, breaking it, fixing it, rinse and repeat. Hits, bro. Lots of hits. My buddy Mustang Mike out here. Oh, there is a lot of people. Got the usual suspects. Are we allowed to go to the end of the, can I clog the lane at the end?
I would try it until I make you move.
I'll see you at the end. See, one of the problems we have over here at the track is there's a lot of grass, and up in Ohio it gets wet and stuff. So what we usually do is, most people are on the other side of the pits and we just go to the end. So this is some of the things we got to do when we're prepping for the track. You know, obviously we put our slicks on. Oftentimes we empty the old gas and or regular gas that we drive around on the street with, and we fill it with some good juice, or mix it at least. It's nice and chilly today. It's only like 50 degrees. The track doesn't have a lot of people in here, so we should get some good data on the track today. It's not going to be super hot. I'm gonna go check my tire pressure and do my last minute checks and get ready to race. You're gonna run
1180 hopefully. Yeah. Actually, this is the first pass. The track's really cold. Temperature's only in the mid 40s, so we're running 1/8 mile for the first pass. It'll be good just to see how the car reacts. We'll get so.
All right, we're going 1/8 mile. Here we go. clutch, good hit, good launch. All day, baby, all day. First day at the track, good pass, 8 mile. What's up, Kenny? How's it? It's not bad. All right, so let's go over here and check out some of our other slips that we've been doing. We may run the methanol first with the supercharger. We took the light out to get a little more air into it, you know, because my tube is right there. But we may run the supercharger with the METH first. I think it's gonna let us go a quarter mile next hit. So let's look at my slips and see how close we were. This is today's passes. I had a 15260, which is great for slicks for this car. 160, or excuse me, I ran a 768 at 89 miles an hour, just about 89 miles an hour. Let's look at some of my other slips, my 1190 slips, and see if that's an 11-second pass. All right, so here's one of my passes from last year. Ran an 1196 at 114 on a 768 eighth mile at 80, pretty much the same mile an hour, 89 miles an hour. I think with the air, it would have picked up towards the end and it would have ran 1190, pretty much right on the money, 1195. That's pretty much where that supercharger's at. It's like a mid 1190s, 1195, 1196, whatever, 1199. So, you know, 765 is pretty much an 1190 pass. So, what we're hoping to get is we're hoping to go a little bit faster with the METH. We'll definitely know on eighth or quarter mile whether that is. And so we're comparing ACE right now. So we'll see if the nitrous actually defeats it. So, all right, so they started lining them up back up. We're gonna run the METH with the supercharger first, and then we're gonna finish with nitrous. The reason why we're gonna finish with nitrous is because I gotta take the blower belt off anyways, and I have to take the pipe out and disconnect the METH, and then I gotta hook my nitrous line and everything back up. About 125 shot, a dry shot, you know, and we're gonna see which one's faster. I mean, if you checked out my video with the dyno wing, I made over 100 more torque with the nitrous, about the same horsepower. So it's gonna be interesting to see which one wins today. Mile an hour don't lie though, we'll see. It went through all 4 gears all the way through 6,000. It's a good pass. Shift wise. 80 PSI on the fuel whole time. That's how I know I'm in boost, baby. All right, so mile an hour don't lie. This ticket, right lane, I had a bad 60 foot, 165. Normally I can 150, 152 this car. I went 1220 at 115.6, whereas my pass that was at 11 was 1196 at 113.8. This pass had the methanol hooked up. It definitely picked up almost 2 miles an hour with the methanol kit. Same car, same setup exactly as the 1196 pass. So pretty sure that earlier pass would have been about right on the money, 1199, 1198 pass. So it would have been probably 1180, 1182, 1184 with the methanol. So now we're about to hook up the nitrous and we're gonna see who wins the day. Me and Mustang Mike are gonna go heat up the bottle, and we'll get it up to about 1,000 PSI. We'll get back in line, purge it, make sure it works. Hopefully I can, you know, nitrous is like a hooker.
Yeah.
You know you want to hit it, but there'll be consequences.
You better pray, whoever it is you pray to, that T5 input shaft lives.
It's game time. All right, so we got this set up here. We unhooked the methanol and blocked the vacuum reference. Got the nitrous with my line hooked up. We were thinking about leaving the belt on and spraying some air up. I mean, we like to party, but let's get a good clean pass first. Let's go warm the bottle up. All right, what's the synapse? What am I gonna run if I get a good clean pass?
1155.
1150. 1155 at what mile an hour?
Same as vortech, makes the same power, 115-ish.
So
I'll go 114. I'll let the vortech get one on mile an hour.
that is the official. I ain't missing a shift. I ain't missing a shift, Jedi. But this is my very first nitrous pass ever. But this guy right here, he's been through thousands. So I gotta learn from the master.
Really nice.
Oh, it's coming up.
Actually, mine's still in the mock right now.
What are we trying to get, 1100?
Yeah, a little close to that, just so because we're not gonna heat it up in a staging lane, so get it to 1100. That way it can cool off and purge down to 1000.
So they're running junior dragsters right now, and after that, they already went bikes, didn't they? What? Oh man, with the Lincoln with the horns?
Yeah.
This dude was chilling with that car. I wish I could zoom.
Oh man.
What was that, an 88?
At least it might be older. It might be 85, 83.
Have big bull horns on the front of it. That's American right there. That's American.
Oh, yeah. Dan's first nitrous pass. Buddy.
That is definitely a different power adder. It's just like, oh, here we go. I did not have a good 60 foot. But mile an hour don't lie either, so it's a good spray. First time ever. So I guess I should probably get a little more time under my belt with that. It's a good time though. Good time. Go ahead and say it.
Nos is boss. It's got a lot left in the 60 too.
Yeah. All right. So,
I'm sorry, did the vortech only go 115 because the Nos went 118?
he was right. 156 short time, 744 eighth. Good Lord. 166 or 1166 at 118. Awesome. Look. First NOS pass. I think I was more nervous making sure I hit every gear.
Good.
Because I mean, when it came off the line, I was just like, what is this?
That's soft.
Like, I mean, literally, when it came off the line, he was like, ah!
Yeah.
And then I shifted, it was like, oh, it's like it breathed air again. It was just like that it picked up again. It was definitely a completely different power adder. That is way different than a boosted application.
You don't have to wait for it.
I was nervous. It's a good pass.
It was a good pass.
So our experiment is complete. We put an A-trim 30-year-old supercharger on the car. Stock motor, intake, the oil pan. The only thing we did was change the springs. That's kind of like changing plugs in a car. It's a wearable item. We can put some rockers on it, but still factory Ford. A-trim put 335, 380 wheel at the dyno. Best we've been in just superchargers, 1196 at 113.6.
We went 115.8 or something today though. The power,
yeah, right.
on methanol.
Right. So
the METH helps.
The second thing we did with the methanol with the A-trim is we added the methanol, and it added something. I had a real crappy 60 foot, didn't launch it right. A-trim methanol went 115.8. So there's definitely methanol probably would have picked up another tenth or so. Probably would have been low 1180s.
88 to 92, somewhere in there maybe.
NITROUS, the easiest hookup of them all, won the house at 1166 at 118, like we had just talked about, with more in it with 60 foot, probably maybe tickle 1150s.
Oh, it'll go in the 40s, 48, 49.
Which is crazy because I didn't have that much NITROUS love, but you guys see it, man. I mean, I'll stop talking. You guys see it. It's stock motor with these are old 30-year-old parts. Having all kind of fun. Stock T5 AutoZone disc with with a Spec 2 Plus pressure plate, and we did build the axle because I don't want to be running over axles again like I did last year. That's it, man. Experiment complete. So what do we do now? I don't know, stay tuned. You'll have to find out. Just sit, brother. I gotta give him back his bottle now.